Hey guys, what's up? We are doing the Acoustics 2 project for Recording Technologies class. What you're seeing here is the large room of the studio, the main recording room I would call it. As you can see, I'm using the tripod as a device.
As some sort of tool to make ripples in the water.
Yeah.
What I think I was telling Jordan to do at this point in time was to get different places where you could put mics or where people might be talking or maybe an instrument. As you can see, the sound waves are, once you drop something in there, the sound waves are just bouncing off the walls. And
This was my idea I kind of thought of two sounds at the same time in the room. I don't know if this would be equivalent to a real life situation with sound waves, but yeah, it looks neat. So,
oh man, here are the rocks that we tried. This was just an experiment that we tried to do. I'm dropping the rocks right now, and they didn't really do anything. Really did nothing. You can just see water plop up, and actually the water I'm shaking off my hands makes a better example of how energy waves might work in a room than when I drop these rocks in.
yeah, the rocks really were a terrible example.
And just to show you guys again, here is me dropping all of them at once in the bigger room of the studio here. We had some different sized pebbles, and
that Rex
found outside King's Lounge. See, they really do nothing at all.
Here's a smaller room of the recording lab,
The
or
control
sorry, the control
room.
room, not the
Control
small
room.
room. Yes, we're doing the same experiment as you've first seen with the tripod.
The way I think I like this room a lot better because if you see where the wall is angular, the sound waves actually bounce off of it really weird, and they kind of cancel out really quickly, as opposed to the actual recording where you actually do some playing of instruments and whatnot. And I mentioned that it was cool that they cancel out a lot quicker, because that's kind of how the real studio works, if I'm correct.
Yeah, and here's my little trick with the tripod again, and you can see them bounce off the angles of the rooms. Here we are back to the rocks. Of course, the rocks suck, as mentioned previously. Oh, wow. Exciting.
They do nothing. And, oh, apparently we have more footage of rocks.
Yeah, I don't know what we were thinking.
I think we wanted to try it a whole bunch of times.
Yeah.
Just to see if it really would work, but they just make bubbles. Although I find it interesting how, like I said before, how the water droplets come up. Oh, Jordan?
This was an kind of interesting, kind of not idea of mine, just to, I don't know what the example would be,
I'd guess really large sounds coming
from the outside.
Coming from the outside, and
Why with the rocks again? Oh my god.
anyways, coming out from the inside, or the outside, sorry. And oh, hey, I found a couple Jones bottles and decided to make a vibration. And as me and Jordan have demonstrated here, as you can see on the outside, there is a ton of disturbance on the outside of the actual recording studio that we had built, but minimal disturbance on the inside of the studio, as opposed to the outside.
And with all that reverberation going around, I guess you would call it reverberation, or all the waves. Sorry.
We had done some little research, and apparently, reverberation. I think it was called restoring force.
Yeah.
It's when the it's when the wave kind of just bounces off comes out from your source point and kind of
Comes
comes
back
back
and
in.
settles.
So I think we were calling that reverberation.
Yeah.
I think that's another right term, but
Yeah.
like we could be wrong. Oh hey Jordan, here's your stick
This
here.
was my brilliant idea with the twig.
A twig. I think it was cool how it was it wasn't just a wave coming from a water droplet. You were making a wave motion, and if you can see the waves actually going where the stick is going, and it really didn't do much for the control room. It looks like just a lot of massive noise going on when we were experimenting with the stick. Sorry guys, it was a little dark when we did this. Hopefully you guys can see.
It's Rex blowing through a straw on the surface of the water, and it's making kind of a rippling effect.
It just looks like if you were to put a subwoofer in the middle of a room and turn it on, how much sound and stuff comes out of there.
Exactly. But this is basically our footage, and Rex destroys the box.
Yeah, I guess we were kind of frustrated with the box, and we felt it was a tribute to the box and whatnot. Hey guys, what's up? This is our do's and don'ts video for the Acoustics 2 project, Recording Technologies. As you all know, I'm Rex.
I'm Jordan, and one of the first things we want to tell you is do not use styrofoam. Well, you don't have to not use styrofoam, but don't use goop with styrofoam, because goop is an adhesive that is ridiculously strong. It just melted our whole thing, basically.
We had to restart the whole thing. If you're going to use styrofoam, please, for the love of God, use something thin, less than an inch. If it's anywhere near an inch or over an inch, it's going to be a huge obstacle, a huge problem, and you don't want to deal with it.
Also, white glue works. So yeah, you don't have to go out and spend $16 on goop. Normal white glue works. Scotch tape is good and cheap.
They both work. They stick to crap. You know the deal. Have two of everything if you're going to partner up. It'll save you a lot of time. Have two of everything like scissors, glue, building mats. Just, make sure you have that. If you're measuring anything, measure like 1 billion times, cut once. Because you don't want to have to cut everything like 4 or 5 times. Wastes a lot of time.
Have a game plan as well, so you don't waste a lot of time. Try to be as efficient about it as you can. Like Dave had put on the syllabus, it does require 20 hours of work. And and if you don't want to do 20 hours of work, I suggest planning ahead.
A lot of planning ahead. We did the project in about 16 hours?
Yeah, 16 or 17
We could have done it in about 12-ish, give or take. Have a proper workspace. I mean, we used the VPA hallways, and they didn't cut it.
Yeah.
We got cussed by
the art
teacher because I'd accidentally talked to one of the students, and they were having a class, and it was a little informal, and I didn't know. So just get a practice room, or try to get 141 if you can, because it's a great workspace, but just make sure you have the time. Make sure you have a space to do it.
That's about it. Last thing, don't overanalyze it, guys. It's not as hard as it looks.
Not at all.
So, that's about it. That's
that
all
is
I
it.
really have to say.
Hopefully, some of the things that we said help you guys in the project in the future.
It's a fun project, so...
we had a lot of fun, aside from the brick walls that we had, like this. Like, here's our brick wall. Hey, I can't see you, but you're there. And that was the walls. So, have fun, dudes. It's
good.
That's all I gotta say for it is...
Later.
Later.